Hi everyone, happy holidays. This is Drew Anna Johnston, and I have stumbled across some very important information. This is regarding the accepted for value process. Okay, I know that, I guess a few months ago I did talk about this, about what to do when you do receive these bills. Now, I found out from somebody who gave me some information to go to a specific talk show, which I've also included on the side of the column here that you guys need to check out. And it's a man named Doug Riddle. He has some very important information and has had some major successes with the accepted for value process. Okay, now I know that a lot of people have been asking me, oh my gosh, I did the accepted for value, on my bill, pretty much what I told you. And then I sent it back to the corporation, and then all of a sudden I'm still not getting any remedies done by it. So let me tell you this. You guys are gonna laugh, okay? If you guys sitting down right now, I hope you guys are sitting down. Just relax, take a few deep breaths, because something really good I'm gonna tell you about. This is very surprising news, okay? When you receive a bill from a corporation, it is not really a bill. What it is, they are checks. They are actually checks, and you can turn them into money orders, okay? Why, and I can get more into depth with that later on, but going back to the HJR House Resolution, House Joint Resolution of 192 of June 5th, 1933, when Congress passed House Joint Resolution 192, was passed to suspend the gold standard and abrogate the gold clause in the national constitution. Since then, no one in America has been able to lawfully pay a debt, okay? And I'm just going to read a little bit so you understand. Payment of debt is now against congressional and public policy, and henceforth every obligation shall be discharged. So therefore, United States, I've already told you several times, back in 1933, already went bankruptcy. Okay, they've already went bankrupt, filed the Chapter 11. So therefore, there was no more gold or silver to back us up. So instead, they used our birth certificates, which is our hard labor, our body, physical body, to create these funds, right? So we're the creditors. We're already the creditors, because through our signatures, we can turn anything or any instrument into a creditor instrument or credit instrument, okay? The Federal Reserve notes are debt instruments, okay? They're debt. So you cannot really pay any bills through a debt instrument. Now us, on the other hand, because we create money and we're the ones that generate the funds, okay, that do create the money at the Federal Reserve through our hard labor, through our signatures, we can discharge all debts. And I'm talking all debts, okay? If you go into this radio show, he'll tell you more specifically on what to do about it. But this is my take on it. Actually, I've even typed it down so that way you guys can, because I want to tell you word for word exactly what I'm able to do and what we're able to do, okay? So my little tiny notes here. Okay, here we go. Let me see here. I got it. Okay, so when you get a presentment or a bill, okay, what you do is you look at it, you're like, oh, a bill, okay. What you do is you do the accepted for value, exempt from levy. And let me show this to you right now. Let's see if you can actually see this. And I gotta try to get, okay. Here you go. Accepted for value, exempt from levy, deposit to U.S. Treasury. And then I would put my signature underneath the U.S. Treasury, okay? And then your EIN number, which is your Social Security number without the dashes, the date, and then charge to, and you put your straw man name on that, and then your Social Security number with the dashes, okay? That's very, very important. And I would do this in red or get a rubber stamp in red, and then you would do it like sideways, okay? And what you're doing is you're discharging the debt. Because what it is, the bill that they're sending you, it's not really a bill. Again, it is a check. It is a check that you just figure, like say that someone gives you a $200 bill. Okay, cool. That's $200 check is owed to me. So what you do is you do the accepted for value on it. You could do it on the statement. Actually, you could do that on the statement. And then the voucher itself, what you would want to do, okay, like the voucher here, okay, is you would want to turn it into a money order, okay? And this is what you would write on the money order. And then on the back of it, you will endorse it like a check, okay? And you would write, this is a money order paid to U.S. Treasury, then write out the amount and write the numerical amount, and then by, and then you sign it in blue. Always blue is very important. Authorized representative, and then underneath that, social security number without the dashes, okay? And then again, you would write that on here, and then you would turn it around, and then you would like endorse it, like, okay, this is a check, and then you would send it off, not to the corporation that sent it to you. You sent it off to the IRS because they know what to do with it. They are pros at this stuff. And then what I would do is I would send a 1099-A. Someone else had mentioned a 1099-C because they feel that you're able to cancel out the debt. Now, one of the 1099s, you would have to, figure it out yourself and do some more research on that. But what you would do, the 1099s, when you report that, when you write that in there, like say, okay, $150 or whatever. Okay, that's what the check says, or the bill or check or whatever. You would write that on the voucher of the 1099-A, and you would write that down, and you would send that off to the IRS, okay? And then that money is supposed to be refunded to you, okay? Because that is your money. So every time you see a bill, if you see on your credit report, everything in collections, okay, just look at it like this. Oh my goodness, look at all this money that I owe, $2,000, or money that's owed to me, because it's owed to you. In all reality, it is owed to you. So if you just go check out this radio talk show, and it's hosted by a lady named Angela. It was very good. It was about 3 hours long, but it is so well worth it. Please listen to this. And a man named Patrick came on, which is he seems to be very knowledgeable at this stuff as well. And he was talking to Doug about about the 1099s and all that stuff. But Doug, he, from what he said, he didn't even use any of the vouchers, okay? He just went ahead and discharged everything. And I'm talking about loans. I'm talking about mortgages. You could do the same thing with mortgages. Everything that is in debt. But whatever you do, don't do the accepted for value when purchasing something, like purchasing a car or a house. You don't want to go and do that, because it is a criminal act that you're doing, because it can only discharge debt, okay? So let's say that you go ahead and you buy a car. You take out a loan, and then you just keep, you pay on it for a few months, maybe 6 months, whatever. And then you can totally discharge it by doing the whole accepted for value process. And then you send it off to the IRS. Now, I have a lot of information. I have a lot more information. I just created a new a community called Sovereign Warriors, and there's a lot of information there, and I'm going to be uploading a lot of files and links, and so that way I can direct you to people that really know what they're talking about and have had a lot of success in doing this. This is not a fairy tale, you guys. This is real. And I have stumbled across some information, all right? I've stumbled across some information that was very like contradictory, of saying that the UCC doesn't work, that there's no money in the account, that there's nothing in there, that it's all a bunch of bull and people went to prison for it. I don't know what to think about it, because a lot of people have had a lot of success, but I think the people that did go to prison for the stuff is the fact that they wrote a bill of exchange and they did the accepted for value in purchasing things, and they got in trouble. Okay, now with the public policy of the HJR, it's all about discharging debt, public debt, okay? So that's something that you have to look into and read about and do a lot of research on, okay? So anyway, I'm gonna cut off here very soon, so please check out the links. That was something I just had to broadcast to you, that there is hope, you guys. You could do it with the IRS as well. You can discharge it, okay? So have a Merry Christmas.